I wasn't tall when I was a child. My dad's niece was taller than myself. Then I would wear a hat from when I was 6 till around 18. So you can see that I'm trying to take out the causes of hair loss. Rechannel inside. I suspect that they might stalk myself. Without myself to know. Find relation from anyone. No. In particular, one taller, like they were. And of a certain description. I didn't shave the hair in full from 6 to 18. And I used to wear a cap with the hair in patches, tufts around. So I was to wear the cap, you would see strands at the back. Baseball cap with a gap behind. How are you? What's the talk out that you will give there? The talk out will lead you where? Will lead you. Yes. The question will have the sound. So when one will talk, location, one will know. Will sound more Western. Why? No, it's the one that starts with a U. I know it. You know it. Question of location, and it starts with the U. Two U's. Why will it sound like? Because then it will be a back guide. Why would I not pronounce it then? Because it will sound on the street. No, it will sound like we are all far too. It will sound like I am Western then. I'll put it on me. I'll put it on you. It's on you. It's on you. It's location related. It's a question with materials. Hey, what's the question? Why would I not use it then? Because you learn to talk here, and it's to make you want to make fun. One word. Aye. You wouldn't want to make fun because that's the talk that you talk. But one word. It's not only the broad talk, it's all. It sounds Western. Did anyone talk that they would like the second talk instead? Why? Because it's more sharper. Sounds like with more hit. Then, shouts out to my pal, Sarah Smallman. They do fancy dress somewhere. So, God. 3 minutes out of it. Well, it's not that popular, but will that help the fancy dress there? But you have to place one on you. I mean, you like it. You like it. You would like to wear them many years in the past. Many years in the... many years. Oh, would you wear one? It won't have the same effect. You went to a fancy dress party. You ain't gonna do the act of one of them. Just put it down then. God. What's one like that, Max? Well, you ain't gonna have the voice then. You ain't gonna sound out like... Was it? Was it? No, it was you. Yeah. Why? Stalk attacks will take over the torch. I will find. So you went to one and didn't see. You went to one to talk. That's you, eh? What do you mean? You mean what you mean? If you wanted to sound like that guy, you wear the fancy dress, you go back to the town where you were and do that then. One word. Memory. You fall for... Well, you fall for them. Kai. Why, it's not going to have the effect. What would you not understand? Then it's just to take a photo. What have you done now? You would know why. Kai. Why would you do a shout out? Well, Sarah's my pal. And one will try to find the psyche that was installed in you to turn you into what you are. Because if you would use that particular talk rather than the second talk where ones were in the where ones were around, why? Because it won't make sense because it's not the particular talk that they would do then. Then what? Hi! I tell you! Yes, you tell. What would you tell? I tell you! I tell you means that you're the inside word all of the days, all of the months, all of the years, all of the seconds, all of the minutes, all the weeks, and all that was then. Very loud. Uh-oh. Why? Because it's the thoughts that you have then talked. You talk that, and it's held there you, yes. And what was the hell talk? So you have to recall that all talks were held there you. Did you have a thought? Did you have a thought? What was the thought? You mentioned that the one shot that you would watch was not like what you saw. Oh, what you watched. It was not like what you watched later. We held it. Did they make a record? Yes, they did. It wasn't Mike. What was it? Ooh. Did you mention that? You did. You have not denied it. Oh, no. So you thought you were quitic? Wasn't them? You're going quitic. That's all. You ain't got it. You ain't gonna get it. Why? Because you have not understood the particular laws, talks. Well, just put it on the internet. The internet gave all the channels. What would one talk then? Well, you can understand not the guilt. Yeah, the guilt. Not the guilt. Oh, the guilt's the one to find. You can understand why one will put it down too. Why would I do that? Why would I give any route like that? And then we must return to the past. They are right. We must go back to the... Did you put the CV to the theatre? Did you give the CV to the... No, did you give the CV to anyone there then? Did you do that at all? What's the result that you'll try to get? If one was to talk one particular talk, it would sound like one would have more of a broad sound, a broader sound. So one was to mention location, not the plot. Not the plot, that's location, right? It's the talk. Where? So you finally had to talk all the way for all that just to get to the talk where? Yes. Why? Where also means yes. The descriptions for where sounds like. Where sounds like what you have put on you. What you put on you. And where also sounds like the location. Where you are, where you were, and the result that you will try to get from what you have talked. You must find the result of what will... Put it back there. Why? Because they have... No, you have now understood why it becomes society. Why it has turned not into community. And why it's left to the side. Why there is no role in life. Why there is no work to do. Why it's you are part of that crew. You're part of two. Why? Well, it's not just a hair to go on. It's I must present myself who I am. I must present myself without... Well, later I should have... I rewind it back to I should have just put the shave to when I was 6 years old. and find the answer later. Why? Because they will review it like it's an illness. There were tufts, there were patches, there were look. It's always going to look like you're ill, unless you went for the full one then. But Mr. Shakur was not present, and that duration in popularity, were they? They were present later, then you would have an answer. So I didn't, children! So you would not relate to Mr. Goodrew? You would not relate to the... You would not relate to Right Said Fred? Why? Because then they would tell myself that it must be some kind of intent, because you would move around and hug another second sense. What's the talk then? Well, then you have put down self-reference. Was that you to talk it? Well, I have the proof. I have the evidence. It's not you then. Whoa. You're gonna get, well, you ain't gonna get done. Why? Because you have the proof and evidence that wasn't you. Yes. Why? Because if I move myself like that, that might mean, what will that mean? Well, they can do it, you won't do it. Yes. Why? Because you have to understand what's around you. That's why. So they can do it. Well, it's now fashion. Ooh. Were you present in the decade when it then turned fashion? I didn't set it. They did. Yes! 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 So you already had a result. So if it was any site concerns, there were no site concerns because there was an answer there and then. Yeah! Talk the talk. Walk the walk, talk the talk, walk the walk. Are you going to get to the result then? Good question. Have you understood any results from what one was just talked? Short it! Well, if it sounds loud, then it must sound like... The tray's out. So you must go in the second talks. You must find what the results were. Why? Why have you installed the talk inside you? It must be inside. It must be in the cells. You will do the dance. Ooh. It all looks quite calm. Right. No. It all looks, well, it all looks kind. What's that? You did not go to watch Cats, did you? Sir Andrew Lloyd's I'm not going to guarantee myself. Oh, Joseph and the Amazing Technical Dreamcoat. What was in the talk the other day? And in particular rewind, you will have to recall whether it was why? Because they were the place that you led one day. 2 years. Yes, 2 years. You will wait one that will tell you those are the particular plays to win. Then Did you learn? No. You did. Aha. So, what's the mask and what's behind it? Sorry. Kai. What's the mask and what's behind it? If you are to present in the party, if you are to present there, your place, one that will hide who you are. Well, they didn't give me the role in the school play for that duration. So you went that far to now portray yourself to, well, I won't get the role. And I haven't put I haven't shaved. It must have gone in the sink. But did it hurt you on that day? No. What are they good for? Put them in the corner. Oh, you only need to give frankincense and give one talk there. You are not to lead. Why? Because that's the way that works. That's why. It was a tutor, you talk. The tutor that was in the captain's laws. The tutor told you that you ain't what? Who are you? You ain't gonna get the lead in the play with you. Why? Talk, please! Where can you present the tutor? Tutor must talk, yes! Why? Well, you would not think then, because the audience would not relate. You would just think, well, maybe I can move around. Would they not say yes? They would not talk yes. What would they do? You must stand in the corner and talk your words. What are they? Frankincense only. No myrrh. Well, it was one to frankincense and one to myrrh. Yes. So, did they break the copyright laws? Did they break the copyright laws when they did that? When they played out the play? They prepared it. They will put it on. They can't put it on you. They put it on me. They put it on me. But I didn't even have a part. I didn't even have a lead. For 2 years I was there, and they just told myself, you must stand in the corner and talk only the talks that you are to tell. Then what would you do then? You take it that far. Then you take it that far. So what would you do when you take it that far? You have to think of why. That the particular work that one will do means I am in my own life. I'm in my own zone. I am in my own world. It's my fault, it ain't you. Why would you think that you own one? And you would talk, but you would recall what? No. Why would we not think then? Because we would not relate to the audience that they present. So you would not understand me to take or try lead. Yes? You would not understand that because the audience around would not relate because you are not the audience. Then you must have moved or transferred to another part where they would do also the praise, maybe. And then you can then try to say if you would get the lead. And then, yes. But why would we not understand that then? Why would one not understand that then? One must understand that then. One would understand that then. But You have not placed yourself in the corner in full. And then you would want to hear yes. You would want to hear the source of the yes. You would want to cut that one out. Why? When it's not got to do with you, why? You will need to understand. You must go into the cells and find out why. Why? What did one mention with false law ground? When one will talk to you that they must not answer why. But then one must answer why, because the questions then, you have to face the question. When one must talk, one must not answer why, then you must answer why. So what's the result? When the question's presented, you must answer with what? Can you declare it to the world who you are and what you do? Where you are. Oh, that's far. Hi. Do not talk at that very particular, because you would understand it, that we must always, yes, sir. Then we are like the sheep, finally. What was in it? There was nothing. Ah! So we'll just have to skip down memory lane. Oh. I think I'm confused. Baba Black Sheep, have you any more? Yes, yes, sir. One for the master, one for the man, one for the. Where'd you get memory? Now, I recall a very sarcastic tone when one was in the institutions when we were here. A very, I tell you what to do and you must follow. You must not eat with the right hand at all. I will use that one because of the. I will use that one, yes. I recall that one in reasons. Now, one will talk to you with a very sarcastic tone. I tell you what to do, you are not to tell you what to do. But I follow certain laws. When one follows certain laws and one would eat with one hand and not the second hand, what will that tell you? The one with the sarcastic tone or minus that will order you, then you must talk out. Why? Because they are not in the right at all. Now, when one's not in the right, one must tell you, you ain't in the right. Yes? Why would I do that? Why would I put that to a shame? It's not on purpose. It's to put why one would then act like that at all. So I have to do a lot of psych studies lens, because I have not calculated the result of what one will mean there. What one will mean there's easy. Well, I'm not going to deny it. I wanted to dance one day. But you would not relate to the rest. But then will one take over what you present? Why? Because we would relate to that. I want to ask the question why. Because we would, because you would, because you would find use. What's use? When one will talk use, what would you mean? When you are in a particular position, in a particular description, in a particular person, you'll find use of that particular description for what purpose, intent. See, when you have an audience, and I haven't even got the no, but when you have an audience, the audience would want to relate to what the description that they are would want to. So, what would you do when one will use that the you until the end? The end of a story, when you have, when it's done, you would place T, H, I, E, N. D for Deutschland. So, they do halal. They're friends now. Straight route out. They're friends now? What do you mean they're friends now? What do you mean they? What do you mean they? Where was the birthday you were then? Well, if it's like that, then one must think. Why? One must go there then. Why? Because you won't like. They won't like. You can't go there now because you use and they're trying to bring myself into talks of what I want, what not want. Hi! That's why. So what would you conclude then? Are you one to take the position, or no, the description that you are in on purpose to the best you can take you, or would you take it on purpose that you will put you in position that I must use the description that I am? I could not put it in any other phrase. Talks. Talk. In my description, what would one in my description do? It's not a very good story, so I don't know what description you would do. So what would one do? I have no answers. In music. Cricket. Good at it. Then what? Why would I make the same result? Why would I make the same point and continue? Well, I can't give you that result. I can't give you that point because what? Why? Why? You won't give that result. Point. Why? Why? Why would you want to not give that result? Point. Why? It's what you won't like. Well, it's not what you won't like. It's not what I won't like. It's what you won't like. What does that tell you? You cannot pray for equality. Yes. Why? What possesses the inside cells in you not to like equality at all? I've gone through what one would relate to. That's not the result. Result point one want to talk at. Why? You won't need to answer false law ground. That means you must answer. You need to give the full description of why you will do that. Why? Why would you do that? You must know. You see, we never give that thought then, that if we were to go and read in the institutions, because we would have to follow the law, that the tutors would then turn into social workers in one part. They would then take over what your own would tell you. They try to murder you, but they are not mommy. But they are not someone one won't know. Then what? You must recall. What would you recall? It was still under the parental consent at that duration. But now I mentioned the story of the cut skull. Now I have not known what would versus my mum and dad where I was. Now the cousin's the one to throw the brick. So in order to protect themselves, they have gone to Doc. What can we do, Doc? They might brought the social workers versus there. There. And then what would that tell you? Well, they were quicker to think. They are better social workers than we. Why? Because me mum and my mum's brother are good at that, how to look after, but they did not look after you on that particular day. But then those particular cousins Redemption of soul. One's not. One's unfortunately had to give up to death. Aye. Aye. Rest in peace. Aye. What would one get from that particular talk? I would talk that I am unrelated to even one that's not with death, but that's unfortunate. We would not talk ill of the dead. But then I have looked at a talk in redemption of the soul. If one viewed you in the life itself, now that cousin that's in death stole my documents, education documents. I have not had the career in education due to because my education's from overseas. I didn't want to go back overseas. Didn't really enjoy it. And then even then it's not easy to get all that done. Why would one move from one point to another? I told my mum and dad then, I won't want to move to the town. You've already had not the best of stories there. Yes? So you can't really put down the reference that one to not even leave the world was related to you because of the life that you are in, that I've had. Yes? Sins. So not only have they ruined the life that you were in from the point of view of you, but they have also ruined what you could have done from the point of view of you. Then what would you do? Would they tell you all the results that you would need prior to the leave of the world? Well, they would want the redemption of own soul, would they not? You'll see myself after lunch. Sorry for myself not in the gym. You'll see myself later.